Hello and welcome to Book Study on Falling in Love with God by Rahman Beckwith Saidi, chapters 8 and 9. And as always, the link to buy the book from my website, drrahmanbeckwith.com, is below, so you can buy it and read it and then catch up to where we are in the book study, as the videos are all here for you. And also you could buy it on Amazon. So basically, where we are now, let's jump right in. Remember, there are spoilers, so you have to read up to here unless you want surprises. So, chapter 8. Our character comes home. So, this week, what can you appreciate upon coming home? That's the first question. Right upon arriving back to the place where you live, what can you make a habitual practice of being grateful for? Because this is something you can put into your mind, have it as a practice, and make yourself happier whenever you come back. So you can think about that for the first reflection point. For our character, it's her pet, it's the positive energy she receives upon returning, and she feels divine affection. She feels love. So that's the first one. The second one is gratitude journaling. So our character takes this appreciation and expands it to all animals, appreciating all of nature, and filling her heart with love for the whole world. So, overwhelming love for the earth. So when you do your appreciation, the second part here is gratitude journaling. The second reflection for today is how can you expand your heart? You know, with the beauty of nature, the just love for humanity, for everything and everyone on the earth. Okay, so that is the second exercise for the day. And the third one is when our character is sitting in meditation, she actually feels the presence of the divine feminine, the goddesses of wisdom and love, the goddess Sophia, particularly the goddess of wisdom. And she basically opens herself to sort of automatic writing, to listening to the divine messages. So she writes down what she receives in her reflection about what this divine goddess of wisdom would say. And these thoughts come to her. You know, follow that which delights your heart, and you will know love. Love is the essence of all of life, from which you were birthed, to which you unfold. It is the sweet flowering, the fragrant essence of your being, your divine being. Love is the nectar that you taste as you grow and remember, know, and unfold. So basically, you can let that divine message, what is love, what is wisdom, let it flow through you, and do some automatic writing as our character is doing here on page 52, 53, 54. So that is chapter 8. So, and feel free to also just open and just allow the divine, whoever is with you, if you feel like a certain teacher or a divine source of wisdom has something to say, that's what you could write down, you know. So anyway, chapter 9. Our character is going out with friends, right? She is having dinner and she decides to do something out of the ordinary, and that changes her whole evening. So the first activity for chapter 9 is for you to, as prompted by your heart, your divine inspiration, do something out of the ordinary. So that might be going to a new place, taking a different way home, talking to a different person. So that is a way to allow inspired new opportunities, synchronicities, as we'll see. So that was the first activity. So speaking of synchronicities, when our character goes to a new cafe, which is a bookshop, she brushes against a spiritual book about Quan Yin, the goddess of compassion. And she realizes this is a synchronicity because she is guided to open the book and read a little bit. And this is what she's been learning about, right? Divine love embodied and spiritual beings on the earth. So the second chore for this week, this task, if you choose to accept it, is to notice synchronicities. Okay, synchronicities mean when you are open to spiritual alignment and timing and things happening, and you notice that something happens on your path and unfolds in a way that is serving you, helping you learn and grow. So basically, it's the alignment of good circumstances or anything sort of divinely inspired. So she chooses the cafe, the first thing, something unusual. Two, she sees the synchronicity. So, okay, so that is the first two activities for this week. Now, the third activity is to actually do what Charity does in reading this little bit here that she finds about the goddess, this Buddhist goddess, Quan Yin, of compassion. It says she decided to stay on earth to love humanity. She is an embodiment of mercy, compassion, kindness, and love. The goddess was love incarnate. Perhaps everyone is truly love incarnated onto the earth, but this goddess seemed to exemplify it so well, according to the legends of her graciousness. Okay, so the third task is to read about beings of compassion, such perhaps as Quan Yin, Buddha, or my own teacher, Bawa Muhayaddeen, or Jesus, or masters of love and grace. Because we want to see examples of love, to learn about saints or mystics, and to see how they behaved and their qualities, how they acted, and be inspired by the stories. So, the fourth activity for this week is to make a new friend on the path. That is what happens in this cafe for charity, and you can read the details in this chapter. But basically, to make a new friend on the path, it actually will end up unfolding a lot for charity, and you can do this in anywhere, because there are spiritual beings of love everywhere, particularly even here, because we're all here for that. So in the chat below, you can respond to someone or make just an introduction of yourself, say hello, make a new friend right here in our group, or in person if you want to go to a mosque or a church or a temple, a volunteer event. Just being a nice, helpful person who's open to divine love can help you to make that synchronistic meeting with a new friend. So that is the fourth activity for this week, and I hope you're able to do some of that and have fun with it. And I really appreciate you being here. So if you're here till the end, comment "falling in love," and just know that you are loved as you are. You are a beautiful expression of divine love incarnated on the earth, and I appreciate you being here. So thank you, and we'll see you again next week.